Hello, this is Sherline of Kathanika. The story that I have for you today is a folk tale from Germany. It is called The Tale of the Easter Bunny and the Easter Egg. Many years ago, during the time of dragons and palaces, people in Germany worshipped a goddess named Eostre. Eostre is the goddess of spring. Spring, the season where sleeping seeds wake up. Spring is the season where plants bloom into colorful flowers and fruits. Spring is the season of rebirth and rejuvenation, when animals like bears and frogs, hedgehogs and turtles give a yawn, shake and wake up from their hibernation after the long winter months. It was Eostre who brought in the spring season. Eostre, the beautiful goddess, fair of skin, with pretty blue eyes the color of the ocean, with hair long and thick that looked like melted gold. Eostre, who looked forward every year to the day when she would deck up and ride across the land in her magical silver chariot drawn by a pair of cats with wings. One year, the goddess Eostre woke up early in the morning. She put on her royal satin gown. It was scarlet, the color of blood, with tiny twinkling flowers embroidered daintily all over it. She put on her tiara made of spring blossoms, threw on her royal blue cape. Today was her special day. Eostre looked at herself in the mirror and smiled. A deep dimple formed on her right cheek, and her eyes sparkled. She looked just right. Eostre ran through her palace, out to where her silver chariot awaited her. She quickly got on and took up the reins and began gliding through the air. She travelled over forests and farmlands, over rivers and brooks. She flew over houses of farmers and the castles of kings. As she zoomed by, Eostre looked at the lovely countryside. Everywhere, everyone had prepared gifts for Eostre and presented them to her as she flew past. The plants offered freshly opened flowers. The people specially made food items such as colorful cakes and roast lamb. After riding for perhaps an hour or two, Eostre decided to give the cats a break. They must be quite tired with all the flying, and I'm terribly thirsty too, she thought. The goddess guided the chariot towards a secret stream that gurgled deep in the forest. It was Eostre's favorite place. Surrounded by tall trees, the stream ran between colorful rocks. The water was cool and crystal clear. The chariot came to a stop by the side of the stream. Eostre laughed, amused as the cats immediately ran to the stream to quench their thirst and snack on the fish that swam in the waters. The goddess herself followed. She knelt down and drank from the stream. Her thirst quenched, Eostre began walking around and exercising her feet. The forest floor was still covered with a bit of frost. As Eostre walked, she looked about and admired her surroundings. The birds sang, the squirrels scurried, and the bumblebees buzzed. It was a happy day indeed. Suddenly, Eostre heard a frail cheep, cheep, cheep. She looked around to locate the origin of the sound. Cheep, cheep, cheep. There it was again, followed by a frantic fluttering of wings. On the cold ground in front of Eostre lay a bird. The bird was desperately trying to fly, but could not. The goddess picked up the bird and examined it. "What's the matter, little bird?" asked Eostre. "I hurt my wing. I'm unable to fly," wept the little bird. "Let me see," said Eostre as she inspected each wing. "Ow! Ow! Ow! Ouch!" yelped the bird as Eostre tried to lift its left wing. "Oh dear! Looks like you have a broken wing," said Eostre sadly. "Will I never be able to fly?" cried the bird. I'm afraid that you won't, my little friend. I'm so sorry, replied Eostre with a heavy heart. But Eostre was surprised by what the bird did next. Instead of crying, the bird began hopping around. Well, never mind. What if I can't fly? I can hop, said the bird, hopping about happily. Eostre was astonished by the way the little bird was dealing with the situation. The bird had accepted the circumstances and had tried to make the best of it. The goddess watched, fascinated, as the bird hopped, fell down, stood up on her feet, began hopping again, and tried to go about her life. As the bird was hopping and falling, a couple of crows came by. They sat down on the branches of a nearby tree and watched the little bird. Well, what do you know? We have a hopper here now, laughed one of the crows. My, look at that bird. Does it think it's a bunny? Asked another one. The crows poked fun and laughed at the little bird. The little bird tried to be brave. Go away, you mean crows, she said loudly, but her eyes were fast filling with tears. Unknown to the birds, the goddess Eostre had quietly watched all that was happening. She felt sorry for the brave little bird and wanted to help it. That bird will never be able to fly again for sure, thought the goddess, but I think I can help her. That will be enough, commanded Eostre as she stepped forward. Scared, the crows hurriedly flew away. Goddess Eostre looked at the bird and said, I cannot help you fly again, but I can turn you into something else. With that, Eostre lifted her hands, waved it in the air, and voila! Instead of the bird, there stood a bunny with soft, light brown skin, long ears, and sparkling eyes. There, now you can hop around and nobody will make fun of you, smiled the goddess. This is wonderful. Thank you, O goddess, replied the former bird, now bunny, delighted. That's all right, but I must get on with my task, said Eostre, realizing that she had spent more time than she had intended to on her break. Come on, Casper, come on, Jasper, she called to the cats. The goddess mounted her chariot and swish, she was gone. The little bird began to explore life in the forest in her new bunny form. The seasons rolled by. Soon it was winter. Everything got covered with snow, and then once again it was time for spring. Everywhere in the forest, preparations began to be made for the day of Eostre, the day when the goddess would ride over the land in her silver chariot, ensuring all creation woke up from their slumber. Everyone was organizing gifts to give to the goddess Eostre. The bunny wondered what she could offer. She collected a bunch of flowers. But the goddess already has flowers, thought the bunny. She went to the stream and picked out the most beautiful pebbles and rocks. No. This gift is no good either, declared the bunny. She thought, and then she had an idea. She knew that Eostre loved eggs. So the bunny tried to lay one. And wonder of wonders, she actually laid an egg. As the bunny had been a bird before, the bunny discovered that she could lay eggs. The bunny was very happy. She took the egg to her burrow. She then went out and collected flowers of different colors. She got them back, squeezed the colors out of the flower petals, and she set about decorating the egg. She painted flowers and circles, triangles and stars, and covered the egg with different colors. Red and yellow, pink and purple, blue and gold. When it was done, the egg looked exquisite, a rare gift worthy of a goddess. The little bunny was happy. She waited patiently for Eostre by the secret stream. The dawn of the spring festival broke out. The goddess Eostre began her ceremonial journey across the land in her magical silver chariot, drawn by Casper and Jasper, the cats with wings. Eostre looked beautiful in her scarlet gown, and when she smiled her dimpled smile, the flowers swayed dizzy with happiness. As Eostre descended to the secret stream, she remembered the bird bunny. She wondered how the bird had adapted to life as a bunny. Imagine her surprise when she was greeted by the bunny herself at the stream. The bunny bowed down and presented the decorated egg to Eostre. The goddess was pleased. "You have done well, little bunny. This gift is marvelous. You have offered me an egg. An egg, the symbol of new life. Thank you, little bunny. I am pleased with you. As a reward, I am going to take you to my palace to live with me." The bunny was thrilled. "I would love that," for the bunny was fond of the gentle goddess. "You may live in my palace, and I have an idea," continued the goddess. "Since you paint so well, I shall get you eggs from the hens. You may paint and decorate them, and on the day of my festival, you may reward children who have been good with an egg each." "I would love to do that," squealed the bunny, delighted. And so the bunny hopped onto the magical silver chariot and went to live with the goddess in her palace. She was given a special room and a garden in which grew flowers of all colors. The bunny would spend the whole year painting eggs, and on Eostre's day, the bunny would deliver the eggs to the children as a reward for their good deeds. As the bunny presented the decorated eggs on Eostre's day, she came to be known as Eostre's bunny. The words Eostre and Easter are very similar. Eostre's day quite often fell on the same day as Easter, and people would mix them up. Over time, the bunny came to be known as Easter bunny, and the day the bunny would visit and deliver eggs came to be associated with Easter day. So on Easter day, children all over Germany prepare small nests of straw and twigs and wait for the Easter bunny to lay an Easter egg in it. As time passed, people from Germany traveled to other countries, to America, to Europe, to Japan, to Thailand, and even to India. With the people traveled traditional practices and stories, and so the Easter bunny and the Easter egg made its way to almost every country. Well, what can I say? Eostre, the goddess of spring, was forgotten over time, but Eostre's bunny continues to deliver eggs to children all around the world to this very day. And that is the tale of the Easter bunny and the Easter egg. I hope you liked it. If you did, be sure to subscribe and share our channel so other children may know the story too. Bye-bye.